Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Tessie Idianavasi, an organic diet lover, a lady who believes on locally made spices to make all her dishes. And besides, I am a certified healthy living ambassador. That is, I don't eat anything that is not natural. In today's video, we want to make a season cube, a locally made season cube that you can use to prepare your stew, your rice, your porridge, whatever. But in this season today, we will not use this to prepare soup because of some spices that I will add. Meanwhile, don't worry, as I'm going to bring more of the video, I will tell you how to prepare a delicious meal without you adding a season cube. I don't want to mention any company here because we have so many cubes produced by different company, and I don't need to stop their business because it's a business they use. But it is left for you to be wise and know how to take your decision. In my different posts, in my page, in my wellness platform, I have been telling you that I have been practicing this for years and I've not been to the hospital. Why is it that our local spices are so important? Because they contain powerful antioxidants that can prevent so many chronic diseases. That is why we advocate or agitate for using our locally made season. So this is how to prepare our season cube, a locally made one. Today, you can see I am removing here the bonga. I've already peeled the back. I want to use a single bonga to do this. I'm just demonstrating, showing you, look at this bonga fish. Look at it very well. You can identify this. In your locality, in your community, in your village, you may not really have this type of fish, but I want you to apply your wisdom in this area. You can get any dry fish of your choice that is very tasty, that you know when you pound or blend, it will bring a taste out. Even this mackerel fish, or we call it scrubia, I even use the fresh to even make some of my sauce soup. And the soup will come, wow, tasty. And people will say, how many Maggi cube do you add? Unfortunately, I never add anyone. So after removing the back, the next step is for us to remove all the bones. Please, I do remove the bones because we have kids in the house. Take your time, please, when it comes to making of dishes, preparing your meal, a healthy meal, you have to sacrifice your time. You don't need to do it a rush and do something that you settle down, prepare it very well so that you eat something that will be healthy to you. So after deboning, the next stage, I'm going to take you to my mortar. I want to pound this thing to a smooth paste before transferring it to my blender. But however, if you have a powerful and a giant blender that can really blend this dry bonga fish for you after deboning, removing the back, then you can go ahead. But however, for those of us that are in the villages, I want you to share this video. Let it be viral. Share it to everybody. Don't sell it. It's free because people are really through a lot. We have a lot of people. Our old women in the village have different sicknesses like arthritis, rheumatism. They do not know that this thing is as a result of what they've eaten in the past when they were young. But as we are approaching our age period, maybe from 50, 60, we begin to see the effect. You see, your mother will be calling you, my pikin, I no fit peace, my yash, they pay me. It's as a result of what we are eating. So please, share this video. Let this video go viral. It is time for us to say no to chemically made food. It is time for us to identify what is good. My dear, the doctor will not tell you, don't eat this, don't eat that. But nutritionists, like us that eat natural things, we will tell you not to eat them because they are harmful to your health. Many of us, we go added to drink carbonated drink and so on. These are things that we need to eliminate from our diet if you really want to live a healthy living life. So please go with me. Let's go to see how we can pound this. Even if you don't have a blender, you can use your mortar. You can use granny stone to. This is how I pound. You see, I've already removed the bone from the bonga fish and I want to pound it. After here, I'm going to send it to my blender or your food processor, depending on the quality of the blender you have. Welcome back. So in today's recipe on how to make our locally made season without adding any artificial spice or color flavor, we want to look at two major ingredients in preparing this spice. Number one ingredient is our crayfish. All of us, we know what is called crayfish. This is the main ingredient. Number two ingredient is this bonga that I initially explained on how to pound it. Now this is a pounded one. If you don't have bonga, I've rightly said, you can use any fish of your choice. You can use any fish of your choice that has taste, that you can easily pound. Then we are going to add other spices to this special recipe. We have variety of spices, but consuming our spices is going to be very, very mild. Even in some of my posts, I always say, make sure that you consume your spices, herbs in moderation, because they are very, very potent. So you don't just consume them anyhow, please. And it's not every spice that is also good for you. So in today's recipe, let us look at some spice. Here I have my shallot. Shallot look like onion. Okay, this is the shallot. You can see it. Meet with all these women that sell local spices. You get it. Then the next we have is our Cameroon pepper. All of us, we know Cameroon pepper. This one I bought and I grounded it myself. Here I have white pepper. I also grounded this white pepper. Please, if you want to get it right, just as I've rightly said, don't be in a hurry. Don't go and buy me spices. You don't know what they mix there. I prefer buying my spices. Identify what you are buying. If you don't know, meet with the women selling spices. Tell them, they will show you. Get them, use your blender to blend them or use your mortar to pound them. And this is black pepper. Here is our coriander. When you buy, you select it, remove all these stick, or you can blend it together. There's no problem, but I do remove them. And we have our turmeric powder. All of us, we are familiar with turmeric. Then I have this is a garlic powder. Please, this garlic powder, you just add little. They are all powerful antioxidants, and they are what very, very what rich and healthy for our health. Here is a rosemary. This is the rosemary. This one is partially blended. There are some that are not blended at all. You can blend it. Then we have cinnamon powder. This I bought a cinnamon stick and I grinded it on my own. This is it. And here is our ginger powder, right? So the last on this recipe is sea salt. Please, if you are finding it difficult to get sea salt, those of us that reside in Port Harcourt, I can supply you in kg. Sea salt is one of the salt I recommend for every home to use, because this salt is rich and all the nutrients that you needed rightly here on this sea salt. So many of you may be asking, why are we not using? Can we use local salt? Can we use that? Can we use the other salt that is not sea salt? Yeah, I will not tell you yes or no, but this is a healthy words recipe that I am preparing, because I'm trying to tell you on how to avoid fortified season with chemicals. So you are preparing your own. So the best is for you to get the right thing to use. Go to my Facebook page, Esilin Organic. You will see the health benefits of sea salt. Right away, without wasting much time, we are going to transfer all this to our dry mill. That is a blender. This is my blender. This is the dry part of it. So I told her that the first on our list is what is the crayfish. So I'm going to put now. Your crayfish, the sweetness determine the quantity of crayfish you are going to use. I want to transfer it, all these ingredients right away to the blender. Okay, I want to use all these. Please, we have other types of crayfish like the pram, the big size of it. Some they call it in our locality here okoro. Or in Warri we call them big crayfish. That big crayfish, when you actually bend go up, you can also use that one and achieve what you want to achieve. Next, we are going to add, now this is the quantity of salt I'm using on the sea salt. This is a teaspoon of this, so I'm using 2 there. So you should be very, very careful of this sea salt, because it's easily get food salty. So next, we are going to add the blended bonga powder. This is blended bonga powder to our dry meat. Then in all, we combine this. This is the Cameroon pepper. You should also be mind with our Cameroon pepper, all right? I just use a spoonful. Call this one spoonful. You add to it. You should not be too peppery, so that when you are adding the season to your food, you see that everything is going to be mild. So you add all of them, and then you are going to blend them in a smooth paste. Then you can, from there, you'll be using to add to your stew. However, if they maybe to your stew you don't feel that this thing is not sweet enough, just the way you used to add your maggi, you can add them separately. So this cycle, so I want to take them to the blender, fry me. Then I have mentioned and said before now that it's not all season that are good for you. There are some seasons that may not be healthy for you. Please avoid them. If you know that a coriander spice is a threat to your health, then I advise that you shouldn't go for it. If garlic is a threat to your health, I also advise that you should eliminate it from your diet. Why are we doing this? Try to identify those spices, any food that is a threat to your health. Please, kindly eliminate it from your diet. I've measured the 2 basic ingredients that are very, very important in this recipe, which is the bonga, dry fish that has a taste. I'm using followed by the crayfish. Okay, so let's move down to my blending section and see how we see our season is ready, locally made season. Okay, see how smooth the paste is. If you tell this, wow, and it's really flavor. You see, 2 spices that really have a natural flavor is coriander, shallots, ginger is also another flavor spice that you really need to make use of in your dishes like stew. When you cook, people will ask you, what kind of flavor do you use? Please, when you go to the market, make sure you get the natural ones. Don't go to supermarkets and buy those ones they've already blended and mixed. You don't know what they might have mixed. Remember, we are treating healthy living. Although there are some organic supermarkets that you really have them natural, they are there. But so many supermarkets, they don't have the pure natural ones. They mix them with other flavor and some color to make sure that they look nice, they look attractive to the eyes. Once the eye sees, easily catch your attention. But please don't be carried away. So now the next thing you are going to do is to store them. Store this dry season in a airtight container. I have a container like this. You can have one like this, and you will transfer it towards the airtight container to make sure that air will not penetrate. Please, and you can also prepare the one you can use for 1 week, at least even 4 weeks, but do not allow it exit 4 weeks. Remember that you do not have any preservative. The natural preservative that we have do not stay for longer period, like the ginger itself is a preservative. The salt do preserve, but it will not stay because these things are not chemical preservatives, so they don't stay long. That is why this thing that you are preparing here, this your locally made season, is quite different from the one you have in the market. So thank you for watching Celine Organic, but do not forget to like our page on Facebook, Instagram, even on YouTube. Please like, share, comment. Make sure that this video go viral. Let people hear of this. Let people know about this. So you cook and you do this. This is why Celine Organic is here to educate you, teach you on how to use your natural spices to achieve your ultimate health, so that your children, your husband, your wives, your siblings, people around you will not be falling sick. I think this video add value to your kitchen, to yourself, to your family. See you guys. Bye.